Hey everybody, so my name's Matt. Like and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy this, but I am going to attempt to take you on a full lap of Hey Hey My My, which is in the Yarra Valley in Warburton, on the Trek Fuel ex8 2021. So last time I did this loop, I crashed pretty hard, so this is a bit of a recovery loop. So I'm going to try and narrate the whole thing as I ride, but this is probably one of the hardest bloody climbs in Victoria, so you'll be able to tell how fit I am based off how little or how much I'm talking. And it'll probably take about 25 minutes to get to the top, so that's how long the climb will be. And I'll give you some narration and facts on the way. If you want to find me on Strava, I'll try and find that when I edit the video up, my link, but I'm Matt Perrin. So you should be able to find me just by my name. So this is, a good fun loop that I come to a fair bit during this lockdown that we've got during 2020. Basically in Melbourne, where I am. Well, I'm out of Melbourne in the Yarra Valley, but we're allowed to do 1 hour of exercise per day in stage 4 lockdown within 5 kilometres of our house. So luckily this mountain bike trail is within 5 kilometres of my house. And it's a great fun loop. So yeah, this trek is a really good ideal bike for this kind of trail, because it is a pretty brutal climb. I prefer to have this bike rather than an enduro bike for this. As you'll see how pinchy it gets up the top. And I've been trying to get a few of my mates and family into mountain biking. This trek I bought 2 months ago, and it was my first mountain bike, basically since I was probably about 12. And I was never a bike rider, really. I rode mountain motorbikes as a kid, no motocross or anything, just around bush on like 1982 KLX 250s. So just around backyard and stuff. But I'm really enjoying this mountain biking, so I don't have what I'm saying. Don't have much of a background in mountain bikes. So I'm a total noob. I know absolutely nothing about mountain bikes. I'm learning as I go. But yeah, what I've been trying to do is get my close friends and family involved. And this bike I paid 5,000 Australian dollars for, which is not cheap. But the reason I did it was, this was before I moved to Warburton, where I now live with my wife. And for anybody listening, got our first child due in November, a little boy, November the 10th, which is exciting. But before we moved up here, I was anticipating moving here, and there's a plan to do Warburton mountain bike trails, a big mountain bike kind of park. Like if you jump on YouTube or Google and you search Derby mountain bike, that's in Tasmania, and it's amazing trails that the EWS held around there in 2019, so you may know it, the Enduro World Series. And basically they're doing a similar thing in Warburton, but better. There's a little bit of backlash from a few locals, not much, but the noisy majority are heard by everybody. The noisy minority, noisy negative minority. Their major complaints are noise, for those living near the area, but I live near the area and push bikes really aren't very noisy. As far as environmental concerns, I'd say mountain bike riders are some of the most environmentally friendly people you'll meet, generally speaking. So I think it's a brilliant idea for one. It'll bring a lot of business, money to the town, which would be really good. But people don't like change, whether it's good or bad, generally. A bit like a cat. It's a bit like a cat. So I have to develop a mantra before I do the downhill section, because I think the last run I did where I crashed, I was stiff as a brick, and that's what made me crash. It was mainly from having this Insta 360-1R 4K mod turned on, because I knew I didn't have enough speed for the jump that I crashed on, but I thought, the camera's on, I have to do it. And you can see the result in one of my previous videos, 2 videos ago. Oh, still going. Nearly stopped there. It's lovely riding conditions. Spring, one of the first days of spring at the moment. So it's a balmy 18 or 17 degrees. Surprised I'm still talking, because it is a steep climb. By the way, if you have a look in the description of this video, I'm doing the Great Cycle Challenge in October of 2020, which is next month, and I would be very happy if you'd sponsor me, because what it's for is fighting cancer in children. So it's not me you're sponsoring, I'm just the poster board, riding 100 kilometres of trails like this in October to raise money for cancer in children. So check it out. It's tax deductible, so you keep the receipt and you just claim it off your tax. And you're helping. Isn't that great? Oh, bloody hell. So, yeah, our new house in Warburton is beautiful. You may have seen a snippet on my last video, but we bought it, and it was owned previously by a very meticulous older couple. Lovely people, Sally and David they're called. And basically, they were so meticulous that everything is built so well. Like, there's double glazed windows on the extension that they did, and all underneath the floors is insulated, including the walls, but under the floorboards on the bottom of the house there's foam sprayed insulation, and all the best appliances like Bosch heat pumps, and it's got ducted heating, it's got reverse cycle, and it's got a wood fire, a Kumar or whatever it's called, and it's on a hill, so it's actually a stepped house. And because of where the wood fire is, when you turn it on, it heats up. It's at the bottom of the hill, the wood fire of our house heats up the whole house. Gets to about 25-30 degrees in winter at the top end. It's ridiculously good. So you've got to be a bit of a thermostat for that. Turn it up and down. So I reckon I'm a third or halfway up now of the climb. and wishing I brought water. So there's a few shortcuts, but I don't take them because you've got to earn your descents. And I like being fit. I hope the camera's done tightly enough that it's not flapping about this time. When I crashed, the camera was flapping everywhere. Didn't make for very good footage. Bike body separation. That's what I've been learning about. I've been watching a few YouTube videos because I know nothing about mountain bikes. And one of them, what's their names? Pat and Angela or something, is a pro bush bike coach. He teaches his girlfriend new skills. She's a lovely girl. She says thanks a lot, which is good for the skill teaching. I'll have to put a link to them, you'll see what I mean. I think they're Canadian. Very friendly. Okay, buddy, thanks, guy. And yeah, it's good to watch another relatively low-level rider, although she's better than me, learn skills. Because, yeah, I got the motorbike background, but barely. And centre of gravity's moving your pedals around to change your centre of gravity. I'm not used to or not knowledgeable of that yet. Very. I did used to be a pilot in aviation, so I do understand centre of gravity, but push bike riding is very different to flying planes or riding motorbikes. Not very, but when it comes to motorbikes. But there's a bit of science behind how to go smoothly. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast, as the Navy SEALs say. What else can I tell you? Oh, I can't believe I haven't told you yet. I'm vegan. I left that one until the 12-minute mark. I'm not one of their militant versions. I'm very passive. My whole family, including my cousins, my aunties and uncles, my mum and dad, all vegetarian or vegan. So I was just brought up like that. Never eaten meat in my life. Only by accident twice when I was a kid. I got sick once from it. But when I was 12, there was a chicken Kiev on a Qantas flight that I didn't identify as a chicken Kiev. I thought it was vegetables. Idiot. Alright. So I will say, it's a lot harder when you're talking to do this climb. But I want to keep you entertained. I'll probably be up the top by now. I'm not. Oh. If anybody's got any tips, please hit me in the comments. Because I don't know what I'm doing. Any tips are greatly appreciated. Like, pedal harder. That's always a good tip, isn't it? So we're maybe halfway up now. For some context. The downhill bit's a lot faster, obviously. There's a few people in this area who do 3 laps to my 1. Which isn't surprising. I'm such a noob. They're so fast. So, no crashes. I'll take it smooth today, and if I don't feel like hitting a jump, I won't, because I'm still recovering from what I call a mild concussion. Oh, there's a log in the middle of the trail. So this bridge that I'll cross in about 10 seconds, when it's wet, is the biggest bastard. I've fallen off here a few times, maybe twice. In the dry, not so bad. Or did I spit a tyre or something? The back end slid out as if my tyre had fallen off. It's still fighting alright, so must be alright. Right, select granny gear for this bloody pinchy section. This is hard in the wet, it's hard in the bloody dry. I'd like to point out, my feet haven't hit the ground yet. Impressive. I'm very thirsty. Oh. Another pinchy uphill switchback thing. And thanks to the person who pointed out in my crash video the clanking noise. It was on the top of my gear selector, my SRAM gear selector. It was the cover. One bolt holds it on and it was loose. And I'm a fool, so I tried to tighten it up and snapped the torque to the bolt head off. Hard. No swearing. Might be kids watching. More switchbacks. Accelerate. I like blasting through them and slightly picking the front wheel up, because the head knock blocks get in the way a bit on this. Not very often, but on tight turns. Hopefully there's enough battery for my level of fitness to catch the downhill. Otherwise I'll have to film the whole thing again when I'm fitter, so you can do it faster in one battery. We'll find out at the bottom. And hopefully the camera's not pointing at my knees. We'll find out at the bottom. I need water. Oh, another switchback. My favourite. Go wide on that one. Must be in the red zone with my heart rate. It's at 168 beats per minute right now. 170. Looking at my watch. I got a Garmin 735 XT that I've had for a few years. I used to be a international level canoe polo player, which is like water polo, but in a kayak. Full contact, 5-on-5, like basketball or ice hockey, where you belt each other with your boats. You can pick the nose and tail up and hit people with them, of the boat. And you're allowed to, just YouTube it, you'll see. Canoe polo. Great fun. I went to the World Championships in as an under-21 player in 2008. Played in Edmonton, in Canada. And in 2010,
I played in the senior men's team in Milan for Australia. And then 2018, I played again in Canada, but in Welland near Niagara for the Oz team again. So 3 world champs I've been to. And yeah, injured my back severely at the last one. 2 bulging discs. Took a year and a half to recover from. A very good physio every day, twice a day, that I still do. Because you can never have enough core strength. If anybody's got back problems, lower back or upper back, Google or YouTube the big 3 back exercises. And they'll fix you. Just those 3. I promise. Have a look. Dr. Stuart McGill is the name you'll see. And a good video to watch is done by, what are they called? The powerlifting temple. I can't remember. Well, this bit's hard. The never ending up. Oh, I looked at my watch at a bad time, dropped the front wheel off, but didn't put my feet down. Oh golly, this is when it gets hard. The last third. Well, the whole thing's hard. This is extra hard. An e-bike would be great about now, but I'm earning my descent. It'd be funny if there was somebody following me. Look like I'm just talking to myself. Oh golly. So what else do I? I've got a Bontrager helmet that I've landed on a few times. I'll get replaced soon with the Bontrager crash warranty, the first 12 months of ownership. Oh God. And I've used Mountain Bike Direct a fair bit since the lockdown. Bought shoes, which I think are gyro, and Darko pants, shorts. Sorry, just let me get some oxygen for a minute. This is noob fitness level. First gear. Few switchbacks to go. We're at 23 minutes now. It's about 3 minutes of climb left. So hang in there with me. If you've come this far, you may as well. Right. This is where the steely determination must be used. The last 2 switchbacks. Oh, come on. Will me up the hill. Last switchback. And the top. Nearly. Alright, last switch ready. That's not a real one though. Now we're at the top. Yeah. And I'll pause for 1 minute. So there you go. That's the climb. 24 minutes and 30 seconds for me. Oh, and my heart rate is quite high right now. So I'll use my lovely Bontrager dropper post. Maybe I'll give you a view of where I am in the forest. That's where I came up, just there. If you keep going up that way, to the left, oh, just there, came up here, you just hit the top of Mine Shaft Hill, which is the cheats way of getting up this hill. But still really hard. Right, I've nearly caught my breath. Just give me 20 seconds. Oh, I'd drink out of a puddle if there was one up here. So I'll show you. This is what I broke. See on there was a cover and it was rattling around, and I undid it and torqued the bolt off, trying to put it back on so it wouldn't rattle. Alright, let's go down. I'm going to take it very easy because, like I say, I crashed on the last run. And still filming great. And I'm not going to crash this time. So my mantra for this run is bike body separation, be loose like a cat, or a yoga instructor. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. So this first little section, well, my tyre is very flat, but I'm going to keep going. I did pinch my tyre on that section earlier that I said I'd pinched on. So I'll fix that when I get down the bottom. That means I have to go even slower and not hit this jump that I'd usually hit. So you're not going to see any of my jumps, which is a bit boring. But I'll do another video next time where I can do everything. But you're just going to get a view of the course this time because I've got a flat tyre. It's not totally flat, but it's that flat that I'm not going to send it. So this is the black run to the left, and just there was the blue run to the right. It's unfortunate that my tyre went flat after all of that brilliant narration. What should I go on? Oh, don't tempt me. The back is squirming around. It's not running on the rim, so no, this I'd usually take at about 1,000,000 kilometres an hour and just screech around that. I can practice my bike body separation. And I've done this whole run without pedaling a few times, well, once mainly, because my chain fell off. And I was such a rookie that I didn't realise it had fallen off the front. And I only put it back on the back. Now this is the rock garden that I'm doing incredibly slowly because of the back tyre. My next video I'll just do it, no uphill, I'll just show you the descent at full speed, mat speed, which is about half speed for everybody else. This is a good fun descender usually. And I can do, I've been riding 2 months, but I can do all the features on this trail, which is alright, considering it's a black diamond for a newbie after 2 months, I thought. Yeah, and I use this tree. I need some sunglasses. I nearly crashed into the tree then, because I got sun in my eyeballs. So I'm thinking about getting some, what are they? Shimano things with interchangeable lens sunnies. On the left, just here, if I go left, which I won't today, you know what, bugger it, I will. There's this skinny. Oh, which is nearly impossible to complete for me, because look how far it goes. It just keeps going. All the way here, and then it turns left, just here, and keeps going down there. So, I don't often do that, because I can't. I'll get it one day. And usually you just come around this side of it and miss it. And that's where it comes off, just there. Bit of a bad landing, I was trying to save my back tyre. It's very low. And this section here, the jumps get a bit more exciting. There's 3 in a row here, which I probably won't do because of my back tyre. Probably missed the last 2, but usually do them off here. And then hit this, you gap down to about here, and then you hit that last one, and clear that gap, which you can see in my last video I did. And then there's a bit of a run in here, this gap, again I won't do, it's my back tyre, and you have to carry speed really high, hit this berm with momentum, and these next jumps are the ones I crashed on. So if you carry your speed, I gap this wide, and this is the one that I crashed on. I'll show you where. So I landed here, and then ground my face along the dirt here, just to show you the gap. It's that, if you can see it. So it's about 2.5 metre gap. And I didn't have enough speed, and I came slightly off to the right here and had to do a really big hop to clear it, and then landed somewhere where my bike is on my head. And winded myself severely. And then there's this gap to flat, which is everything else is pretty cruisy, apart from one big gap into the belly, if you're going super fast, which I'll show you shortly. So this one on coming up here, it can be a bugger. You can't pedal in between, you've got to just hit it with speed. You pedal in between, you'd be off balance. Nearly crashed off that one too. Flat turn. And this is coming up to the gap into the belly just here, which I'll do just slowly, because you can gap into it. But yeah, flat tyre, so. And that's kind of the end of the run. You just got to sprint finish through here. Great fun, but it's a really good little track. I recommend you come out and try it, knock it off your Strava, see if you can beat my times on it, which I'll post some fast ones in the coming days. Once I've sorted the back tyre out, which I'll probably do in a minute. And that is Hey in my mind. In Warburton/Westburn. So there's the end of the trail. That's where I started, just there. Back down here to the car park. And there's a sneaky little bit here that you can do. Back down to the car, which not everybody knows about. But here it is. There you go. And that's the whole run. There's where I entered, where the gate is, on the right. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give us a like and subscribe to the channel. Be much appreciated. See if I can say goodbye properly to you. So 32 minutes on the Garmin. Let's see what it tells me. 4.68 kilometers and 29 hours of recovery time apparently. Not that unfit, am I? Like and subscribe. See you later.